Bodega, 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 alpha and omega. Siamese sailors sell celery sandwiches. Sawing-a-bada, serving platter.
Hey, Jamie?
Yes?
Did you want to try reading that line on the script there?
Oh, yeah, let's see. You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, that one?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm just not warmed up yet. Shouldn't be long. Lay, detector test.
Bundle your home and auto with Progressive today.
The marmot mangled my mushy pork pancake.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The Mecca Medina, the Bethlehem of racing is here. Formula One is back in home in its backyard. It's just amazing to be at Silverstone. They've changed the circuit slightly, which I'm not a big fan of, but still the Beckett's, the Maggots, it's just amazing. You know, Silverstone, Kunal, is undoubtedly one of my top 3 circuits.
I agree, and coming from a land where cricket rules the roost, I always believe, and I keep saying this in every forum and now on the podcast, that Silverstone is to Formula One what Lords is to cricket.
That is fantastically put. But what also happens in Silverstone with the racing is stuff around the racing. Teams will get upgrades at Silverstone. All the talking points begin at Silverstone. Driver change market, all of that, just gets activated at Silverstone. Gossips come out in Silverstone. And one more big news that happened this time is change of ownership in F1. So what happens? They're planning for you and me to buy out? Or...
Well, change of ownership. So Formula One is also a business, like we keep saying.
Yes.
It's also owned by a number of people, Bernie Ecclestone being one of them.
Yes.
And CVC, which is one of the owners, the majority shareholders, it is rumored that they are out to sell.
Mm-hmm.
There are also, of course, hence rumors that Sky Sports F1 could purchase, or there is a US-based, Qatar-backed consortium of investors. So a variety of people, who are keen to invest in Formula One, thereby change of ownership.
Okay, change of ownership may be required, but change of strategy absolutely required. But the strategy group meets tomorrow. A lot of pressure on them, as Christian Horner said. You have to deliver. You have to save F1 from drowning.
Yeah, wow. A lot of pressure. I do agree. Last time I wonder when Formula One felt so much pressure to get the business and the sport right. But yes, I hope there are some changes more than just the ban in helmet design and, something rowdy like bringing refueling back.
Okay. Save the front tires. Let the cars come close to each other. It's the basic, simple stuff. Get that sorted, guys. You don't need rocket science. You don't even need science to actually get that corrected. All right. Pressure remains on Kimi Raikkonen. Kimi, last few races, not so good. He's been in positions where he could have challenged for some very good results, but this time he has to deliver because, then it's inevitable that he'll be looked out for as replacement.
Yeah, I personally believe that Kimi Raikkonen is going to lead the changes in the driver market, since change is the central theme of our podcast. And I think through the podcast, we'll discuss who his options could be, right?
Yes, but I have a very, very cheeky feeling that this time he'll race so well that again, he'll just bury the news and then suddenly have 2-3 bad races and it keeps coming again. And it makes life tough for Ferrari in the first place. So tough life for Alonso. May need an engine change post the crash with Kimi in Austria, but just coming in. Yes. Change an engine, but may not have penalties for this.
Yeah, well, it doesn't change much if you ask me, because McLaren is anyways down on engine tokens and engine utilization, so it doesn't really change much. But the other thing that hasn't changed, Rishi, is the Vettel and Webber verbal war.
Oh yeah, so Webber now because he has nothing to fear, can actually come out and say what he wants to. And he's doing that.
Yes, he's turned around and said that Vettel was
the favorite child of the father.
Favorite child. When there was a new rear wing, it was given to the Vettel side of the garage. And basically, multi-21 is when they really had a fallout. But I don't understand. Even this hasn't changed. He still disses at Vettel. Okay, and at the end of the day, Vettel is the quadruple world champion and Webber is a handful of Grand Prix victories. That's all he's got.
If I'm a businessman, I'm running a business and I see one driver consistently faster than the other, I am going to give him the better potato. So
yes.
I don't understand. Of course, I understand.
Potato it is.
Don't get any wings, you get potato. Okay.
But the one thing that has also changed this week.
That is?
is our day of release. We've released on a Tuesday today instead of the Monday. My God, change is the name of the game.
Change is the name of the game. LOL moments coming in that doesn't usually change in our podcast. Richard Branson, God bless the man, has said Formula E is about to take Formula One. Laugh!
Basically, he's trying to say that there's going to be a change in world order of motorsport. Well, he's somewhere got a point. It's got a long way to go.
Yes.
Long way to go. But maybe just Formula One in its current state does give Formula E a bit of a chance.
Yes, it does. And I'm sure a lot of minds out there, just like you and me, are trying to save and put some buoyancy in Formula One, if I'm using the right word. Massa is a top line driver, has come out in a lot of magazines.
Yes, but he is. Why is this a lol point?
No, what I'm trying to say is, of course, the poor thing is missed a championship. Like, he's been a champion for 30 seconds. But what I'm trying to say is, Felipe's time is gone. But look at it this way, that Bottas is a very highly rated top driver.
Possible replacement for another Finn.
For another Finn. But is getting a very tough time from Massa.
Yeah, must be something's really working in that Brazilian's helmet again, right? I'm very happy to see him where he is.
Yes, we're very happy. Massa, we're quite favourites. But the question again remains at Silverstone between the Mercedes cars. And it has a lot of fast corners. It's going to be a Mercedes versus Mercedes. Is it going to be Rosberg or Hamilton? And I'm very happy to ask this question.
So what you're trying to basically ask me is if we will see a change in Silverstone again.
Change comes back again in inverted commas.
Well, for the first time, the change in this case would mean would Hamilton beat Rosberg to claim victory at home?
Which is just amazing.
Yes. There's reportedly 140,000 fans who are going to go watch him do that. Okay.
Yep.
But also for the first time this season, we are talking and we are actually asking the question that will it be Rosberg or will it be Hamilton? Some change in fortunes, right? For the German Finnish Brittany.
Yeah, what the deal is? There are two things I'm happy about. A, Rosberg has found some feet in that Mercedes F1 car because he is looking very positive and charged and quick, and he's able to challenge Hamilton and keep him at bay when required. But the good thing about Silverstone is Rosberg doesn't have to learn a new language on the podium. This time it's going to be English.
Oh my God, actually. Tell me one driver who needs to learn English though.
Kimi Räikkönen. He's not going to make it to the podium, don't worry.
But you know what, Rishi?
Yeah.
Rosberg said that he's learned something finally that he tried to learn all of 2014. Any guesses what that is?
The fact that he has to beat Hamilton. And yes, Kunal and I always have a hearty laugh at this one because it is tough. Hamilton is really good, but the fact that Rosberg tested during practice and Hamilton didn't. I mean, Hamilton went for a concert. Farrell
Williams, whatever his name is. Let's see if missing the concert is going to make Hamilton a happy man this weekend or not.
Happy inverted commas.
Yes.
All right, yes. Rosberg said, we usually have a similar setup. So I did the same work as Hamilton would have done for me. So I've just learned a couple of extra things, and those couple of extra things might just make the difference.
Well, I really hope so, because we'd love to see a championship challenge, and that's what the sport needs currently.
Coming back to changes, Ferrari needs changes. If they need to challenge Williams and they need two fast cars to be right behind Mercedes, they need two fast cars. One of them not being so fast, in fact being miserable in the hands of Kimi Räikkönen. And I love the guy, so my heart goes out to him. But Ricciardo could be his change at Ferrari, changing seats. This is a very big growing humor.
Yeah, I mean, Ricciardo himself has said that he doesn't rule out a Ferrari move in the future, which is good because I'm sure a driver of Ricciardo's caliber has been reading about Renault wanting to quit Formula One, Audi not wanting to tie up with Red Bull Racing, Red Bull Racing wanting to quit as well.
Yeah.
So in all of this, if you recollect last episode, we spoke of the Red Bull Racing program and the impact that it could have if any of these brands quit. And in the same breath, it could jeopardize Ricciardo's career. So he's going to be looking out for himself. And I'm guessing he's probably also had a chat with Ferrari as well. And it would be a brilliant move.
It'll be a great move because we know what Ricciardo did to Vettel when he came to
it. We'd love to see
We'd love to see somebody pinch Vettel.
He beat him in the purples and we'll see if he can beat him in the reds as well.
Absolutely. Maurizio Arrivo Bene, whatever his name is, I said, I don't think Ricciardo has my number. But alright, Red Bull needs engines. Bernie's trying to get them the engines. Ferrari is ready to give them engines, but
Mercedes is saying no to the engines.
Okay, so
Some interesting politics there, right?
fantastic. They don't want Red Bull to come back.
Yeah,
at all.
so the first political part here is what you said. Mercedes not wanting a Red Bull revival. Fair enough. If you can kill competition this way, why not? Okay. The second part here being that Bernie Ecclestone is very keen to keep Red Bull Racing in the sport. He is trying his best to give them an engine, may not necessarily be a Renault engine, might find a new manufacturer. If Bernie is spending so much time to keep a team like Red Bull and Toro Rosso in, why not also spend some time trying to understand what the midfielders are feeling the pain of?
Absolutely. Force India, Sauber, Lotus, they're all having their own songs to sing and they have their own problems.
Yes.
Also,
Why this favoritism is my question. Why not unify and try and make sure that every team is your favorite, because ultimately they are the ones spending on the sport. They are the ones creating the product.
Correct. And F1 cannot afford to have a struggling Honda or a Renault, which is another very big share of the pie.
Yes, you're right. But this is A, been the nature of sport all along. And B, this is what Honda and Renault have done to deserve. I mean, you cannot change it in any way.
There were rumors that Christian Horner could get fired, and that'll be really sad. But very happy to report
I had
that
sent my CV as well.
My puss kept right below mine, but this is good. The fact that he's renewed and he's a great leader, and Red Bull Racing needs him.
Yeah, but I'm a little disappointed. All my gyan sharing that I've done, all those questions you asked me about the business and the sport and the marketing, it's gotten me no job with that Red Bull Racing team.
Listen,
Imagine.
We are the two CEOs of the Inside Line F1 podcast. There can't be a bigger...
You mean the Chief Entertainment Officer?
Absolutely. Okay, the strategy group meeting happens. By the time you've heard this, the meeting must have happened, and we'll try and see what new nonsense have they come up with. But the newest rumor in town is whether the Italian Grand Prix is going to be an Italian Monza Grand Prix or an Imola Grand Prix, the San Marino circuit. Which one do you want?
Both.
Yes, absolutely. One after the other.
Yeah.
Within an hour of each other if required. But yes, we love them both. They're both absolutely classics. The legendary battles that I've seen between Alonso and Schumacher back and forth for 2 years were just my favorite.
They were phenomenal.
And the most important overtaking maneuver that Michael did on Jensen Button, I don't know, so the top of the hill. On the chicane.
Yes, on that chicane.
Oh, it
was.
But Button couldn't have seen it coming. But Michael, you God. Another big news: Nelson Piquet Jr. is the inaugural. Nelson Piquet Jr., the guy who crashed Renault on purpose and gave Alonso his victory in Singapore.
And cost Massa a victory and hence the World Championship in 2008.
And Flavio Briatore a career.
And Bob Bell, wasn't he?
Yes, Bob
Ganti
Bell.
bach gayi uski.
So yeah, it's quite bad, but yes, in that aspect. But this shows that Nelson Piquet Jr. is a great driver. He's won the inaugural FE championship.
Yes, absolutely. I don't see him coming back to Formula 1. But if at all Formula E does become Formula 1, like Branson was saying, then Piquet will be remembered as the inaugural champion who made history.
That is brilliant.
The other company that's made history is Renault. They finally won something in single-seaters. But before you start applauding Rishi, it's also a single-make series. So everyone has Renault engines.
Okay, predictions. Firstly, is Kimi going to do well, not going to do well?
I don't know. I mean, I want him to do well, not because his career should get resurrected. I think he should go for a variety of reasons, like we spoke last time. Having said that, it'll always be good to see two Ferraris fighting. We've not yet had a race where the two Ferraris are fighting each other.
That's absolutely spot on. Predictions for the race: Rosberg, Hamilton. I'm getting a feeling Mercedes would let Hamilton win this time.
Yeah, it'll be a big win for the business, given that ultimately it is a British team with a British driver. But what do you think of McLaren? I mean, it's their home race as well.
Yeah.
We've of course heard about Alonso's engine, but will this be another disappointment? Will they park by the 11th lap?
Like we discussed last time, he's going to start at before pole actually. On the other side of the line.
No, Silverstone is a long circuit. Maybe he'll use the old starting grid or something of that sort.
Yes, or he'll do something like what Michael did.
Yeah. But they had a good testing,
Testing is when their engine actually runs.
Yeah.
That's it.
So it's like this. So they do well in the preliminary exams, but when it comes to the final board exams is when they grow cold feet, and probably in this case they grow hot nuts and bolts and things start exploding in their engines.
Quite an animation in my head I drew.
Same.
But the McLaren needs to do well. We need McLaren to do well, and I'm hoping and praying that Jensen and Alonso are really, really making that car come together.
Yes, and before we sign off, I know you're trying to run away. Number 3 position will be Vettel, yes or no?
I believe it's going to be Kimi.
More time at home means more washing, drying, cooking, and cleaning at home, and more wear and tear on old appliances. But it's the perfect time to save on new ones at the Home Depot. For savings on the latest appliances, and right now, free delivery. From the kitchen to the laundry room, that upgrade is well within reach. And closer than ever. Save on top appliances, now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only while supplies last. Free delivery on major appliances $396 or more, valid through January 27th.